Welcome to the Give Me Space podcast with me, Henry Perraton. This is a podcast about anything you can think of in space. The planets, the solar system, the galaxies and the universe. The universe is enormous, may even be infinite. So where do we start? Well, the most obvious place to start is our own planet, planet Earth. Earth was once believed to be in the centre of the universe and the solar system. But when the famous Italian astronomer Galileo Galilei developed a working telescope, he soon discovered the moons of Jupiter. And then he found that these moons orbited around Jupiter. From this observation, he then made the claim that the Earth and the other planets in the solar system were orbiting around the Sun and the Earth was not at the centre of the universe. At the time, the claim that the Earth was not at the centre of the universe caused great controversy. At the time, most people believed that the Earth was the centre of the universe, which was the view of the Catholic Church and the great Greek philosopher Aristotle. But it turns out that Galileo was right. We now know through scientific observations that Earth is not at the centre of our solar system or the universe. The only thing that Earth is central to is our lives and the orbit of our moon. The Earth rotates on an axis which is tilted 23.4 degrees. The Earth's rotation is gradually slowing down. That means that over a long period of time, the days and the nights on Earth will get longer. A month in the distant future could be a lot longer than it is now. This would be great for school holidays. Don't worry though, because it's slowing down a lot slower than you think. There are many volcanoes on the surface of the Earth. In fact, 600 have erupted on the Earth's surface in the last 10,000 years. You would think that a volcanic eruption would cause a lot of damage and harm to the Earth, but volcanoes aren't all bad. The volcanic ash that is brought to the surface provides minerals for trees and other plants. As long as there aren't too many eruptions, volcanoes are essential for life on Earth. Earth has a powerful magnetic field known as the magnetosphere, and this magnetic field is also vital to having life on the planets. The magnetic field is the thing that makes the compass point north, and the only thing keeping our atmosphere from being stripped away by powerful solar radiation and winds. The magnetic field goes all the way from the outer core to the Earth and wraps around to meet at the north and south poles. The aurora australis and aurora borealis, in other words, the southern and northern lights, are actually solar radiation being released after it's been trapped by the magnetosphere. The Earth has only one natural satellite, the Moon, but there are hundreds of artificial satellites and even space stations orbiting the planet. The biggest space station is called the International Space Station, and it is the size of 2 football fields. The International Space Station is so big that you can clearly see it in the early evening against the dark blue sky. It looks a lot like a plane without the flashing lights. Let's talk about how the Earth formed. Earth was formed more than 4.5 billion years ago, shortly after the formation of the Sun. Earth 4.5 billion years ago was very different to how it is today. The 4 inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, were formed from orbiting rock and metals. They are big enough that all their gravity pulled on the material together into a sphere. The pressure of their gravity causes a lot of heat, which means their cores are still molten. This is why lava comes out of the volcanoes. It can all be explained with physics. Astrophysicists think that the asteroid belt and the Kuiper belt are leftovers from the early formation of the solar system that did not stick together to form a planet or moon. Earth is the only planet that was not named after a god. The other planets were named after Greek and Roman gods. Mercury was the Roman god of travel and a messenger. Venus was the goddess of love and beauty. Mars was the god of war. It was named because its red appearance reminded of the ancient astronomers of blood. That's grim. Jupiter was the king of all gods. Saturn was the god of farming. Uranus was the Greek king of the gods. Neptune was the god of the sea, and the dwarf planet Pluto was named after the god of the underworld. The Earth is the densest planet in the solar system, and its atmosphere is made of 71% nitrogen and 21% oxygen. Oxygen is vital to life and is produced by plant life in the ocean and on land. So much of the oxygen we breathe is made in the ocean. Oceans cover 70% of the Earth's surface, and they give Earth a blue colour from space. Well, I hope you enjoyed reading more about Earth from space. To watch my videos on space topics, visit my YouTube channel and visit henryperraton.com to read my blogs. You can find the links in the show description. Next time on Give Me Space, we are going to start our journey through the solar system, starting at our nearest neighbour, Mars. Until next time, give me space!